underestimate the power of PlayStation.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Beyond, episode 170. I'm your host, Gregory James Miller, alongside the robot rubbin, Ryan Clements. How's that one?
Robot.
The editor formerly known as the Guides Guru, Colin Moriarty.
Beyond.
And the MMO Sexpert, Nick Kolan.
Ahoy.
Hey, Nick Kolan. No, Nick Kolan, no one's heard you on a podcast for years. Where have you been?
Decades.
I mean, you've never been on a Beyond, with good reason. But you just bought a PS3.
Am I not popular enough?
You just bought a PS3, correct?
That's true. I bought it. Well, it's been a couple months, but
Okay.
I just got my first game for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it?
DC Universe Online.
Oh, there you go. We're gonna be talking a lot
look at
about
that.
Uh-huh.
Nick,
Because you like MMOs.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm the only one here.
That's not true.
That's not true.
well,
Come on now.
Charles, a little bit of Christine.
Christine,
That's
like,
true.
a little bit?
I've been seeping into your mind slowly
Excellent.
in that way.
Much like the Zerg do in StarCraft.
Jesus
All right, I'm not going to start talking about it.
We'll get to the normal stuff in a second. We are on a timetable here, ladies and gentlemen. We're recording in the afternoon, which
Yeah.
everyone knows who listens to Beyond we hate doing. However, I had to play some multiplayer games this morning. Clements had a demo. We had an all-hands-on meeting. Now we're talking. Stuff's happening. But before we get to the business and speed through everything that is Podcast Beyond, Ryan, tell me your Japan story and how Lady Gaga saved
And how
you.
Lady Gaga saved my ass. We're in Japan. We're in Shibuya. It's the night. You know, it's like late.
It's the night.
It's the night.
The
It
time
is-
comes
It is.
to know
It
it's
is
the night.
friggin' late at night. I have been in an event. I am tired. Guys, when you get tired, when you're stressed, when you're traveling, you know what happens to a guy like me? Stomach gets upset. It's all wobbly. I'm feeling sick. But I am with two beautiful ladies that I'm good friends with, and they're like, we got to go out. We got to hit a club. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm at this club, not at my 100%. Got to say that my energy level's not high. Stomach is wobbly. Lady Gaga comes on, in Japan, obviously. Now, she's very popular in Japan,
So it's in
apparently.
Japanese?
No.
Oh, okay.
It is the same song as you would hear on the American radio.
Oh.
Lady Gaga comes in, and this is the first time that I just sit and I listen to those lyrics. And when she tells you to just dance, it's going to be okay. I was like, you know what?
She's speaking to me.
That's really fucking good advice.
She's
and I
been-
was like, so I just danced, and it was okay.
All right.
And that was my story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Rolling right along. Let's start with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. We're going fast. This is a Colin Moriarty jam, as they like to say, so I'm sure there's some awesome opinion inserted in this Roper
Yeah.
Report. Number one. If rumors are to be believed, the PSP 2 will be announced in Tokyo at an event on January 27th.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting news. Some outlets reporting they have been invited to this. Podcast Beyond's official stance, we don't comment on rumor and speculation about where we
Beyond.
have or have not been invited.
Beyond.
Because we don't break people's trust,
Yeah.
even if we were invited somewhere.
Let's say hypothetically we were invited to something like that. I don't know if
Right.
there was any trust bestowed upon it as much as there. And maybe, I mean, here's the thing. Maybe they're just inserting that it's a PSP2 thing. This is what the internet and the speculation is.
Shh, I just don't understand
the
how the
internet?
internet works sometimes.
It's a series of tubes invented by Al Gore. Number two. Remember all that talk about the hacked PS3 and those responsible for it? Sony is going directly after those responsible, citing violations of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act and Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, as well as other copyright infringements. Strangely, it doesn't seem that they're going after the hackers with the intent of seeking restitution or jail time, but rather want all of the computer hardware and software used, creating this workaround. That is a Roper Report nugget. There's a lot of information in there.
Yeah.
Remember how I had the friend who's very particular about all this stuff?
Yeah, he
keeps
got
giving
really
that commentary.
cranky about
got
the
really,
OS.
Got really wound up about that stuff.
Yeah.
He once again IMs me, and I get his great like late night angry IMs where he's like, "So is this how it works? 1, Sony removes advertised, OS support. 2, people try and put this advertised OS support back in. 3, Sony sues people for putting in advertised support." When you think about it like that, it does seem kind of
It's
silly.
very, very simple way of putting it, though.
Well,
you could
yeah.
do anything with the system once you have
Right.
that.
Once this hack is not all for the good of mankind.
No, it's
Yeah.
not for good at all.
But it's still funny when you think about it in those terms.
Like I said last week, I appreciate that people are able to do this, and it's a nice intellectual exercise.
Now,
But,
did Did you just say that Sony is taking all of the computer hardware and software that was
That's what
used?
they're asking.
That's what they're asking.
That's what
So-
they're suing for.
So maybe Sony themselves don't know how they did it, and they want to emulate it.
Wanted to take all of your
Yeah.
assets.
So we're just gonna confiscate it.
Take a look at this, please.
Hey, look, we've got support now.
Now, Nick, you play many of your games on PC, most of your games, as IGN's MMO editor.
Yeah.
What's your favorite other OS?
I'm fine with Windows 7.
Do
I'll
you
be
like
honest.
that Penguin
really?
one?
You mean Linux?
Yeah, the Penguin one.
Yeah. See, I mean, it's free. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep some extra dollars in the pocket.
Number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Kojima Productions has posted a job listing for a new Metal Gear Solid game. Planners, programmers, and designers all needed. Could this be Metal Gear Solid 5?
Yes.
Colin, this is your time, buddy. Sign up.
Want me to go write the story?
Write the story.
I'll
I
make
can
the most
guarantee
convoluted.
it'll be about 100 times more reasonable than anything
it would be
Kojima.
pretty
So,
cool.
Solid Snake came over on the Mayflower with a chimera egg.
It would all take place in 1620. It'd be awesome.
Planted it in the Statue of
Your
Liberty's
fight
head.
He's like trying to
Your fight with
load
matchlocks.
the
Yeah, it'd be
musket.
awesome.
Do they have muskets in 1620?
I think there were matchlocks back then.
All right. I don't know what that means.
Like basically a metal tube that you shove gunpowder in. It's like a really crude.
Colin's nodding in agreement.
It's like a really crude musket.
Okay.
It's like
Very
there's
dangerous
a little burning flint at the end, and it tips over on.
Would you say that they had reached the point where they could produce consumer-grade particle cannons?
Not in the colonies, but maybe back in England.
For as much as you think about history,
Yeah.
do you ever think about how cool it would be to time travel back and like have like a Kevlar suit that could, and like automated weapons and like you could just rule?
Oh,
I
I do think about. Well, dude,
Just shooting up this village.
I don't want to use it. Like I think of it like when I was watching Back to the Future 3. I'm like, yeah, go back here with like a Kevlar face mask helmet and just be like, yeah.
well, think about.
I
the story
run
of the
this.
Terminator?
I think about this.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even have to be that extreme. Like when the Spanish conquered the Aztec, they were outnumbered something like 100,000 to like 300, and just because they had some guns and horses and disease, they were able to basically conquer this entire empire. So being able to go back one person with like an M4 and just shooting it in the air would probably be enough to make everyone submit to you.
They'd
But
burn
yeah,
you
I
as
think
a
about those
witch.
things.
I feel like someone would probably just run up and stab me though, like through my armor, and it'd be like, okay, well,
That's why
great
you-
use of my time machine. Got stabbed by a cowboy.
Yeah, you have to worry about getting shot while you sleep. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
exactly, while
That's
you're
why
sleeping.
if I had the Kevlar mask and everything, I would be like a good guy. I'd be like a vigilante. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? Stopping
Like you
the bad
just
guys.
appear.
And then I would take it. I'd be like, Batman. I take off the mask.
Right,
and
right.
Be a normal
and
person.
what would your normal life be like in the Wild West, Greg?
Boring.
Would you be like?
I'd be in the suit most of the time. Number 4, MotorStorm Apocalypse has a release date. Europeans get it on March 16th. Americans get it April 12th.
Yeah.
funny little.
What is that?
Oh,
I don't know. I'm just saying. Yeah.
That game looks awesome.
Wow.
I'm not
It
a
does.
racing fan, and I'm going to play that game. I'm going to play it in 3D here in the office, too, because it looks really good in 3D.
Our European friends got it first, which is interesting.
Yeah, good for them.
little tidbit on our site, that blog roll image where it shows up on our site, it said MotorStorm Apocalypse dated.
Yeah.
Because it received a release date. Now, when I came in this morning and scanned through our site, I read MotorStorm Apocalypse dead, and I was like, oh my god, they canceled the game!
They canceled it
oh no,
a month and a
one
half
less
before it comes out.
exclusive.
It's
But,
it's nice to see those dates start firming up too. We've been talking about that, how it's going to happen. There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
firm you up.
Too late, dude.
I don't
As
even-
soon as the show starts.
Too late.
I don't even know what that means.
I was talking about an erection.
Oh, okay.
Ryan
Yeah.
gives me
Oh.
erections.
No,
Okay, that's fine.
Well,
Yeah.
Colin, you stick around long enough, maybe, huh?
Yeah.
We'll see.
He's the MMO sexpert. Number 5, a domain registration for Final Fantasy 13-2game.com has been spotted, created by Square Enix Registrar.
registrar.
Registrar. What did I say?
Registrar.
Like a pirate.
Registrar. Registrar.
It's like a
There's
pirate.
2 R's. You got a lot of R's in here.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
How do you spell it?
Registrar.
R-A-R. RAR.
Yeah, registrar.
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 Rar.
You're putting a little extra
Yeah.
raw
Really?
on there, yeah.
It's an extra syllable.
I'll listen back to the show and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Could this be a hint to a completely unnecessary and unwanted direct sequel to the most boring game of the last 5 years, Final Fantasy 13? I don't know, Colin.
Colin.
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Half the audience was like, yeah! Half's like, boo.
Well, I'm just telling it as it is.
Yeah.
Clements, you want to fight back or are you fine with that?
I know Colin's opinion. People know that I don't think it's the greatest Final Fantasy. I enjoyed it playing it, but you know.
Remember when you missed the party to review it?
Yes.
I remember you reviewing that
I
game.
do
It was very
remember.
stressful for you.
That was very stressful.
All you missed, though, was champagne flutes. Remember?
But and the chance to meet the beautiful voice actress of Lightning.
Who
yeah.
hit on me. I met her. Hit on me. Number 6. Mass Effect 2 comes out Tuesday, January 18th. That's really soon.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Ooh.
The good news is that you can download it directly off the PSN the day it comes out, if you don't want to make the trek to your local game store.
Is that nice? Can we talk about when the review goes up?
Yeah, you have my permission.
We have the review exclusively on Monday.
And remember, this
Monday.
is Colin's first major review now that he's the man formerly known as Geiger.
Exciting.
Spoilers, I gave it a 5.
Oh, my God.
No, but really. It should be noted, did we just say that it was available for download also?
Yes,
Yep.
that's the deal. That's the news.
Whoa.
Yeah, you can download it off the PSN.
pretty-
Speaking of which,
Whoa.
2 people have questions about that very thing. Remember to be part of the conversational podcast that is Podcast Beyond. Send your emails to beyond@ign.com. Nothing makes me madder when I get a PSN message about how do I contact Podcast Beyond.
We
'Cause
say
really
it
makes me wanna
probably 3
hit
to
you.
4 times every show.
I love you guys, but if you message me on Facebook with a question or a hit of the week or a song or something like that, or on Twitter, you don't listen to the podcast because you know you shouldn't be sending those to us on Facebook and Twitter. I love
No,
talking on Facebook
oh,
and Twitter.
Facebook and Twitter is for like fun personal conversations.
Exactly.
Like, hey man, what's your favorite Smurf?
Please don't send any of that.
What is your
now
favorite Smurf?
Probably the chick.
Papa. You got to go Papa. He's in charge of
I
everything.
don't know. I hated the Smurfs. They're dumb. They're dumb. Little
Yeah, they're dumb,
blue
sure.
bastards.
What made them blue?
Poison.
Yeah,
They're
I guess that's
poisonous.
probably.
If Gargamel would have actually eaten one of them, they would have killed him on the spot.
Hives just break.
All right. Anyways, though, Delicious Treats writes in and says Mass Effect 2 got announced for full PSN download. Does this mean it will be released at 12:01 a.m. Tuesday morning?
I doubt it.
Come on, Delicious Treats. You write in all the time. You've got to be aware that the PlayStation Network, you're lucky to get an update by
5 p.m.
5 p.m. Pacific time, which is 8 p.m.
Yeah, you'll be in bed, Delicious Treats, by the
Eastern.
time this game comes out. You might,
Yeah.
you might like.
You could beat it on the disc by the time you get it.
Also, I just a shout out to the people in the Northeast or whatever. If someone writes in and tells me where, I doubt it comes from, I'll be really impressed with you. I just wanted to throw that out there. 'Cause
Ooh.
The Office.
Is it?
it's
it
a
come
commercial that only plays on.
Did it come from The Office?
Okay.
No,
Is it a commercial for The Office?
no,
Is it Jim from The Office?
no.
All right, I'm out of guess. Charlie had a question, too. He said, so Mass Effect 2 will appear on the PSN the same day it hits store shelves. What's the Beyond's crew take on downloading a game versus going out and getting a physical copy? Copy, not copy. 'Cause that's gibberish.
Tough call.
I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. My concern would be how long it would take to download.
Yeah.
As all the people playing DC Universe Online know right now, so, it's hit or miss on what your connection speeds are going to be. It took me 30 minutes to download 14 gigabytes here, and then at home it took me like an hour and a little bit of change. I've seen cries of 2 hours and 4 hours and that's the problem we're at right now.
easy,
Not
Craig.
everybody has super high speed internet,
Yeah.
and I like having
me.
discs on the case. I like having game cases.
Here's the thing about Mass Effect 2
Hit me with 'em.
on PSN. I don't know for sure if this is true, but on the PlayStation blog it said it will be available retail and on PSN for $59.99, which means you are not getting a discount
That's
for
the problem.
buying it on PSN.
Yeah.
And so you might as well just buy the disc. It's-
Why though? Because to me it always seems really great if you're like, man, I kind of want to play some Mass Effect. Boom, you like press X on the XMB and it boots up.
I do enjoy
you don't
that.
have to go over your cabinet. You unlock your cabinet.
You unlock your
You push the dog out of the way. You remove.
Get
you
away from the
remove
cabinet.
The Wolverine from the cabinet, and then you take the game, and then you unlock the game.
Jesus Christ.
No, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
There are
have
plenty
to
of
put the
times
disc
where
in.
I finish a game and I'm like, I want to just jump right back into something else, and I go to my PSN games and scroll through looking for something. But
Yeah.
for a game as heavy as Mass Effect, as weighty, I'm gonna
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge download. First of all, it is nice to be able to go to XMB, but they should have thrown us a bone and been like, buy it for $60 or buy it on PlayStation Network for $50 or whatever. Come on, Jeff.
Yeah, come on, Rubenstein.
on.
You're too busy making those minis.
If only there was some sort of digital distribution method that had discounts.
See, I
Oh
would love
my
to hear about that,
God.
Nick Kolan. See, we all sit here and we whine and moan. You're living in a world where that's now the dominant form pretty
Oh,
much
yeah.
for PC games,
Yeah.
right?
It's amazing.
And they get cheaper there.
I live in the future.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The future
There-
where you can't use a controller, except you
Swish.
can.
Yeah, you have two controllers. And then you can
But-
plug in a controller.
All right, but for real.
So 3 controllers.
But
You can
for
have
real.
like 3 controllers at the same
Yeah.
time.
But for real.
Uh-huh.
You like digital?
Oh, yeah.
Do you
I
miss
mean-
having cases?
I like collector's editions.
Yeah.
But if it's just like a standard version, it's something that you can lose now.
True.
It's something that if it gets scratched, then you have to find that download link somewhere. Like I got DC Universe Online. I got the collector's edition, so I installed the discs on the PC. Then I went home and I was like, okay, I'll install it at home as well. I only brought one of them home, one of the 2 discs.
Yeah.
So I looked for a download link, couldn't find one. There is one out there somewhere, but I couldn't find it. And I was like, man, I really wish I had that download source.
Spindle of discs. Just have a giant one of them.
Spindle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of partial to downloads now, although I don't like clearing the hard drive.
That's
true.
Heartbreaking.
That is one of the reasons I play StarCraft 2 so much. I mean, let's be honest. I don't even like the game, but it's just on my computer, and I can just click it on my dock, and it just opens up.
Why don't you play Microsoft Word every once in a while?
You're going to play
dude, that's
Fancy
such a
Pants
great
or
game.
StarCraft.
Fancy pants.
I like playing Outlook myself.
Colin,
Yeah.
I like playing games of all shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
Some from different mothers.
I don't even know what
If
that
I
might
wanted
mean.
to find out what the gift mother had birthed this week,
Yeah.
where could I go?
You go to the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors. I have no idea what the hell that even means. So yeah, games. PS3 games. DC Universe Online, which I imagine will be
It's
correct.
going to be topic of the week, correct? That's why we brought Nick Kolan down here. Dragged him out of his PC hub.
Yeah, out of my IGN basement, which is on the 3rd floor.
And Venetica also came out, which I think Christine gave a 6
Okay.
on Xbox. I don't know what's going to get on PS3. I
Yeah.
assume something similar. PSP, Prinny 2, Dawn of Operation Panties, dude.
Yeah.
The worst fucking title of any game.
That's a great
not
name.
true.
Dude,
That
it's-
is
it's
not true
horrible.
at all. I'm sorry,
Dawn of Operation Panties, dude. Is
Yeah.
the name, is the name
Well,
of
this
the
dude thing is a pretty deal. That's
Yeah, that's the
That's
joke.
like his beyond.
Yeah, that's his
He probably
beyond.
stole it from us. He's like, I need a word that has one of the first 4 letters in it too.
game. So I imagine we'll have a review of that going up sometime.
You
in the near
will,
future.
because I'm working on it.
how do you like it so far? It's
You know,
hard.
it's a good game, and I would not call it a bad game, but it is also the most like infuriatingly difficult game. It is a game designed to challenge
What
and
kind
to
of
test
game?
your patience. It's a platformer. The kind, I guess someone compared it online to you guys. Maybe you can tell me because you guys have done more old school gaming. Ghosts and Goblins, is that the name of the game, or am I thinking ghouls? And there was a game with ghouls in the title also.
Ghostbusters.
No.
There you go.
Anyway, Ghosts and Goblins. You remember playing that?
Yeah.
Is that in that game when you jumped?
Yeah.
Were you locked in your jump like you couldn't adjust midair?
Yeah, I think so. It was like Castlevania too.
That's how it's designed. So unlike Mario or Mega Man or something where you can sort of like tweak your jump midair, once you jump, it's like that's a set. That is an exact set arc. Like you can't alter it at all.
And if somebody's missed this, the printing games are like 2D,
Yeah.
kind of side-scrolling platforming.
Exactly.
Jumping around. Yeah.
And it's the kind of game where if you get hit 3 times, you die. If you fall off of the screen, you die. If you touch an enemy, it'll immobilize Prinny, and he'll just start falling. And if there's no platform, he'll die. So you can just die all the time. And I almost had an aneurysm fighting this one boss before lunch today. I beat the boss finally, and it gives you a count of how many lives you lost, how many times you attempted the boss, and I believe my count for that single boss was 142
Jeez.
times.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So
Dawn of Operation Frustration.
yeah. Yes, exactly, dude.
Is the whole thing here? He's trying to go get dirty panties.
No, not dirty. Well, I hope they're not dirty. They were out to dry, so I'm assuming they were in the laundry.
Okay, they've been
But
cleaned.
his Master Etna, she's the demon lord, like famous Disgaea character.
Okay.
She's in charge of all them, and someone stole her panties, and so she sends all the prinnies to go get
Adorable.
it.
God, who says Japanese gaming's dead? I tell you. I just want to watch all the cutscenes from this game. I don't want to play it. But.
It's pretty funny.
That's it.
Okay. Ryan Clements.
Yeah.
The digital revolution has begun.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to find what Birth Mother had birthed onto the online digital sphere and what Jeff Rubinstein had been up to, where would I go?
Okay, I was hoping you would say it again, like, where would I go? Didn't that Avalon game come out a long time ago?
Xbox.
Yeah, on Xbox
Oh,
now.
Fairy Tales of Avalon is now available on
yeah.
the PlayStation Network.
I heard in a developer interview the most definitive version of Fairy. I'm making that up.
This update's really weak, by the way.
Once again, have to just note the description for Fairy.
Please
it
do.
is you will have to understand why this magic world is dying. That's like part of the description.
The hell does that
I
mean?
love that. You will have to understand it at some point.
You have to understand.
What else?
They
What
have a
other-
quiz halfway through, so.
What other?
Do you understand this?
No.
It's a yes
Game
or
over.
no.
And then
Shut your
You say
PlayStation
no and
off.
it kicks you to the back at the beginning of the game. You have to understand this. I'm sorry.
There's really not a
Yeah, it
lot
was not a
here.
good update. No,
This
it's not a
update
good update.
sucks, actually.
Prinny 2, you already talked
We've
about.
had a lot of good ones though.
Yeah.
In a row. Remember when they were all bad in the beginning?
Yeah,
Well, thank you.
yeah. The one right before Christmas was gold.
Huge.
Huge.
There isn't even any minis. To
No,
Jeff Rubenstein,
He's taking some time off.
him and that wife, they're not making the minis. That's what they were told to do, and that's their job.
You know, it's probably for the best because they're probably gonna be $8 a
Oh,
piece.
all right, hold on. Hold on a second, guys. Who wants to pay $2 for the Copacabana PSP theme?
Look at that. We said nothing came out.
Anybody? Oh my God!
I'm gonna go write a story about that.
Like seriously,
I want a review.
$2 for PSP themes, Copacabana, and the Big Apple, and Legend of War Patents Campaign Theme 2.
Wow.
Those are all available,
picture of a
as well
tank.
as
That's-
Smooth Notes.
Smooth. Oh, that's a good description.
All right.
Definitely gonna buy that one.
All right.
Sorry.
So
All right, bros.
we're in the gutter.
Mhm.
Not a good update.
No.
Not many games out.
No.
Now we come to the parts of the show you're used to. Pick of the week, trophy tips, topic of the week. Seeing as how there's no competition, pick of the week is clearly DC Universe Online. However, I know Colin is not a huge fan of it, so don't take it as a ringing endorsement. I played
We'll
it for
get there
14
during
hours. I played it for 14 hours on launch day. I like it quite a bit. But no, I think all these things are together. So pick of the week's DC Universe Online.
Okay.
It has not been officially reviewed. Nick Colin's doing his review in progress.
Working on it.
So he has much to say about this game. I have much to say about it. So there's that. Put a pin in that one. Now come back to trophy tips. What do you got for me, Colin?
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
I've been playing Tetris.
Oh, okay. Good game.
Excellent game. I'm like addicted to it.
Yeah, it's so good.
The online attack mode is
Have you
awesome.
beaten all my scores?
Most of them. I'm like way above you on attack, like online
Okay,
attack.
okay.
But it's because like you lose points when you lose and you game. So I was like hitting a hot streak and I'm in the hundreds now or
Gotcha,
something
gotcha.
like that. Points wise, not ratings wise. But that you're right. That game sucks for trophies. Absolutely sucks.
it's-
Don't even
it's
play it
depressing.
for trophies. It's not even worth it.
Great game.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Good.
That's basically it.
I hit 17, by the way.
Yeah, you told
I'm
me.
well into the 17
So
territory
wait,
now.
your one trophy tip is Tetris. Man, that game sucks for trophies. Well, those are your tips for the week.
Yeah, I haven't been playing anything.
I was going
Yeah.
to touch on DC Universe as well.
Okay.
A very easy gold, of course, when you come out for the first time, get a platinum in any race.
Super easy.
No matter where you start in Gotham or Metropolis, there's one race right outside, and it's totally easy to get.
A race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have ones that fly as fast as you can in this path or
Oh,
whatever.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
it's,
fun.
It's to get you to hone your skills, and you get XP for it and stuff. Like
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, good times,
Maybe
good
I'm gonna
times.
go play that game.
that. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Nick Colan's gonna lay down a lot here in a little bit.
You're creeping me out.
And then the rest are.
wait. You guys want some Skittles?
Forgot about that guy. That's the E3 homeless man.
All right.
Colin and I, when we were outside our hotel at 2 in, just with a full
Handful of like melty old gross Skittles in his hand.
I hope he
Take 'em?
took them.
Yeah, I know. Did you take them?
Well, I was hungry. I was
Taste the rainbow and whatever else he's been
And
doing
that
in
is the
LA.
perfect impression that Clements does. Do it again.
You guys want some Skittles?
I don't think he had any shoes on either or something like that. He was just
He walked all the way across the street, just like coming towards us. And Colin and I were like wide-eyed as he approached. Oh man.
sorry.
I want that as my ringtone
I'm really hungry now.
for Skittles.
Yeah.
You can eat him right out of his hand next time we go to LA for E3. We'll be there in May or June or whatever that is.
Oh my god, that was so funny. I totally forgot about that.
What?
What?
Don't you think that's you're not laughing at all?
I think it's hilarious.
Okay.
I like that story quite a bit. It's funny because you were there. You can visualize
Yeah.
all the elements. I just have a crazy bum coming up to you, and then your awesome impression.
But to me, that's even funnier because it's the imaginative aspect. You can make that bum look like anything.
Interesting.
I can still see him in my head. Like
Yeah.
he was like a younger man. He had like
not old, but he was fairly older
he
than
was
us,
grizzled.
though, I think.
Yeah. He was. I would say he was like in his late 30s, early
Yeah.
40s.
Yeah.
Did he have a
Grizzled.
smell?
I don't recall
I
him
didn't.
having
I
a
didn't
smell.
note it.
No.
We were outside, so
That's
it wasn't.
disappointing.
I don't think we were like downwind of him
Okay.
at all.
Yeah, he had like a kind of a 5 o'clock shadow going on, and
And I was so flabbergasted. Thank God Colin was with me because he was just like, "No, we're straight, bro." You know? just like just dismissed him.
because I thought he was gonna shove the
just
Skittles
kinda-
down my throat or something. I didn't know what the hell.
Just-
If Colin
shuffled
wasn't
away.
there and Clements just went to live with him, he just got all caught up.
Or he
guard.
would have just been like, okay, and then taken
yeah.
one. Like,
And then it just starts playing Pink Floyd in the back.
That's it.
Because I would be high.
I hope he's landed on his feet now and he listens to Podcast Beyond.
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's the moral of the
Like
story.
Tim Williams, or Ted Williams, whatever that dude, the homeless man with the golden voice is.
He went back into rehab.
Yep.
Everyone's been talking about Ted Williams, and at first I didn't know what it was about. And I'm like, Ted Williams is dead, and he's cryogenically frozen. What the hell is wrong with everybody?
Yeah.
But then, like, it's not. It's a different Ted Williams.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. Everything worked out for him.
Yeah.
Not the frozen one.
No. Well, it might work out for him because he might get revived.
Who knows? Yeah. Okay.
One day.
Trophy tips then.
Is
Don't
there
play
someone-
Tetris for trophies. Get an easy gold in DC Universe. There's other universes. There's other trophies there in DC Universe. They're gonna take some time to get.
I guess maybe I could talk about Mass Effect 2 trophies.
You have my permission. I don't know. Are they out? I mean, are they the same as the achievements?
Yeah, they're basically the
same.
same.
Then I think you're fine. What do you want to say about them?
You would probably have to play the game twice to get all the trophies,
Yeah,
but you get a vast majority of them if you do all the side quests, all the loyalty missions, all the regular missions you're gonna have to do anyway. And then there are a few that are like dedicated to like warping shields and doing all those things. So you'll have to be a biotic or a tech to do those, which will require you to play a second time probably.
Yeah.
Because I do suggest everyone plays as a soldier the first time through. It's just an easier game, funner game.
Well, that's interesting. Because a young man named Stone wrote into Beyond@IGN.com, and he says, "Hey, Beyond crew, as a PS3 faithful, I'm new to Mass Effect 2, and was wondering which class, in your opinions, would be the best for a first-time playthrough. Mind you, I will most likely only play it once or twice."
Oh, okay. I really do think a soldier's best because you have access to all the weapons.
Boring.
That's bullshit. Isn't it Vanguard that has both? It has biotics
Tech
and
and
weapons?
biotic.
Yeah.
Whatever. But like, I just think it's a more straightforward game, and you have dudes in your party, so you can balance things. You can bring Miranda with you, so you can use biotics, and you can bring like Morden with you to use tech.
You can bring Miranda with you, all right.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I don't understand what you're implying.
Her body was genetically engineered to be the most attractive thing on the earth.
Oh, okay.
Spoilers.
Spoiler.
I get a lot
alert.
of emails and yells at Twitter that we spoil Mass Effect 2 all the time because we've all played it and think it's old and not many PS3 people have.
Old.
So there's that. That's not that big of a spoiler. And anything we mention here, I don't think is ever that big of a spoiler.
Yeah, no,
That show's
we
so
avoid-
huge. That game is so deep and so intimate that you couldn't really ruin it for anybody.
I mean, the way I see it
Shepard's a
with
robot.
the trophies, just to get out of the way,
Yeah.
is play through as a soldier, play through on normal, get your foot in the door. You'll get like probably 80% of the trophies, especially if
That's good.
You'll know immediately that your old end goal. Spoilers.
That was in the freaking commercial.
Yeah,
that
it's
it was
a
a suicide mission.
Yeah, it's to jump through the Omega 4 relay.
That is not a spoiler, so don't even write in about that.
And so when you jump through it,
God, I
and
hate people.
when you jump through it and you do the final mission, there are like you have to make like a series of like 12 or so very specific choices. And if you make those choices, the right choices, then you get a gold trophy. And you also get a gold trophy, but you have to play through on the hardest difficulty level. So you should save that for the second time through. Sam Claiborne from IGN God says playing through as an infiltrator, which is sniper, I think.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is like the best way to do that.
Like they mentioned your name on the radio.
So yeah,
They said Ryan.
So yeah, again, make sure to tune in to IGN at Monday afternoon Pacific time for our review. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Excellent. All right.
4.9. we go back to our old system.
You won't be disappointed, but I did give it a 5.
Well, now they know that you're not
Yeah.
going to give it a 5.
They
so.
can't be disappointed because they know
You're
in
slowly
advance.
knocking out every score in the possible range that could be. Oh my god.
He said
It's not
5
a
twice,
0.
so I don't know if
Oh,
that's
okay.
really...
Maybe
It's
it
not-
negated itself.
It's not a 0.5 and it's not a 1. Those are your hints.
You're blowing the embargo. I'm kidding. Why are you struggling?
okay.
Like
Is it a
this?
1.5?
I don't
you,
know.
you looked a little
I don't even
serious
know
for
you.
I
a
refuse
second.
to even give it a score. Just threw it in the garbage.
Did you give it a letter?
No.
Time for topic of the week.
Just to let you know, can you believe this? We've already been recording for 30
I
minutes.
know. No, I can't. I started a stopwatch.
Oh, you did the stopwatch again. I'm
I
sorry.
got 28:11 right now.
See, sometimes I love like giving you the little things, but then you're always like, I know, bro.
Well, for
Old
today, I
news.
feel bad. Scotty Lowe wants to get in here and do a gear podcast.
true.
Him
Well,
talking to
too
himself.
bad.
Man, Colin is ornery tonight. He doesn't care. He'll do whatever he needs. Topic of the week: DC Universe Online. Colin, you have no interest in playing it
No.
because you hate superheroes.
No, actually, we talked about this. That like I kind of have not an affinity. I don't want to. That's a misnomer. I like DC comic heroes because they're more realistic. I do
Okay.
enjoy that. But I have no MMOs
doesn't
don't
do it
belong
for
on
you.
console, and I'm not gonna.
I'm going to slap you.
Time for it to get it popping, Nick Kolan.
Okay, well,
Do they belong on consoles, MMOs?
I don't know yet.
Of course they do. That's the answer. Why would you want a console not getting a genre of games that is good, has a following?
I think that it should be attempted more often,
Okay.
for sure.
Yes.
I think that like first-person shooters, they need to find the right balance between control and the controller and
Yeah.
and the sort of mindset of the console. MMOs are, when they're for PC, you're meant to sort of sit down, have a couple hours to put aside for it. Everything's laid out in front of you. You go.
Mm-hmm.
For console players, they're probably more used to, I'll play for 15 minutes while I'm doing my laundry, whatever.
Maybe.
And I think that there's.
Really? I disagree.
When I sit down to play, I sit
anyway.
down knowing I'm going to play for a few hours.
All right. Well, I think it's
I guess it
probably.
depends on the person.
Mhm, yeah, probably.
Continue, sorry.
Yeah. Don't interrupt me.
Oh, God,
I was speaking.
I think that a lot of the biggest obstacle for making a compelling MMO on consoles is the control scheme.
Mm-hmm.
A controller does not make it easy to talk to people.
True.
And I think that a lot of the menus that you have to navigate, and especially in DCU, with the mouse, it's way easier. And that's a big issue with the PC version, is that they've taken away that support. The PC version feels like, at the moment, a little bit lacking. It feels very much built for consoles.
Now, see, this is the interesting part, right? This is the cool. We talked about this before the game came out. How's it going to be received? What are console players going to think about it, and what are MMO players going to think about it?
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm seeing is from, I'm really enjoying the game. It obviously has problems. Don't get me wrong. The UI is very bad. It's a pain in the ass to get around stuff. Chatting is hard, even though there's a shortcut through the select button, but that's still a pain. Entering names for the IGN League is a bitch. Like I entered like 90 people last night, and it was just like I'd get off track, and then you're on this screens filled with boxes you need to navigate with the controller, and then sometimes it'll get lost. Like I couldn't tell what's highlighted anymore, and then I just got to randomly move buttons. Like that's up. The game, however, I'm having fun with. I think the combat works with the controller quite a bit. It feels like an action RPG, which I think it works for us. But I know when you're talking about it, that's a turnoff to you, the way it controls.
Yeah, well, it's mostly the way it targets things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to being able to click on targets or tab through targets. Tab on DCU Online locks on. So if there's a target in front of you, it'll lock onto that. And that means if there's two dudes attacking you and there's one way in the back casting, and you're more facing that guy, it'll lock onto the guy way in the back. And that's awful if you're trying to hit the guys that are actually attacking you.
Yeah. And then for me, I mean, for console players who'd be listening to this, it's just tapping L1. So it's like, first off, a natural lock-on button, but I don't even use it usually because I just make sure I'm pointing at who I want to attack. And like you're talking about how sometimes for your specific stuff, you're casting spells or you're throwing out items, and they look like they're going to hit, but they don't.
Yeah, there's a range issue
with PS3. Yeah.
I find, especially when something's out of range for a lot of games, it'll tell you that thing's out of range. You can't use that ability.
Yeah.
It'll let you use the ability, and you've got like this really limited power pool. Like you can cast like 5 times, and then you're done until you're
underneath your health
recharges.
meter, there's a little rechargeable bar that you can augment obviously as you go through and use your skill points and stuff. But
yeah. And so when one of your spells completely fizzles, it's just like, okay, well that's a waste. And then you weep a little bit to yourself.
Yeah, well, because then you're just getting punched in the face by everything.
Exactly.
Because there are a lot of things that punch you in the face in this game.
Yeah, all the enemies are really clumped together.
Yeah. You have to have a strategy, it seems, when you're attacking things. Because if you run into the center of it, you'll get swarmed.
Yeah, you really want to work from the outside in.
Yeah. But I dig it quite a bit. So it's interesting to hear you and anybody who's super into MMOs, right? Like Ryan Scott from GameSpy, I talked to him today. He hates the game.
Not a fan.
Hates
Not
it.
a
Like
fan.
he's like, it was the worst click fest I've ever had. Like,
This is the worst click fest I've ever had.
I just button mashed and I kept winning.
Yeah. And for sure, that's how the early quests are, which I think is what they should be, right? So you're leveling up, getting stuff.
But I just want to say those are 3 different impressions of him, and all of them sound right.
Ryan Scott's a great human being.
Oh yeah, we love him.
Shout out to the Geek Box.
He's a
good
good
show. But
can I ask a question?
please do.
All right. So first of all, the reason I think that MMOs on console, you can't fit a square peg into a round hole, I guess is where I'm coming from. All right, so I feel like the only successful MMO on console has been Phantasy Star, right? Essentially, right?
Well, that was barely an MMO. It was very session based. It was like lots of little instances.
But there was nothing like Final Fantasy 14 was kind of
Final Fantasy 11 was really successful.
11 that was on
11 was
Xbox?
super successful, and PS2.
And PS2.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm curious about is, do you anticipate? I guess you can kind of get a feel for the game right now, or whatever. And I guess people are still kind of waiting to jump in, or whatever. Do you think that this is going to be a quick one and out for DC Universe?
That really depends on how much endgame support there is. If there's a lot, so you hit the level cap at like level 30, you can do that probably within a week if you're just playing sort of semi-regularly.
You figure Taylor Swift is my main character. She's up to level 17 after probably like 15, 16 hours of play now.
Yeah, a week or two, you could probably get to 30 if you play a couple hours a night. Then the question is, what do you do after that? A lot of games have raids, a lot of games have dungeons and repeatable quests. I'm not up to that stage in DCU yet, so it really depends on how much there is and how compelling it is. If there's a lot of it, you can get like some really hardcore groups that just do that constantly. That's what most MMOs sort of survive on is the hardcore groups that hit the level cap and keep going.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, there's the alerts and stuff, and then there's the P versus P, and those are unlocking as you go, along with wanted posters and stuff. So you can see first off where there's going to be more that'll unlock as you go. Like I don't have the Smallville mission yet for alerts. I tried to do the Area 51 alert with a bunch of people who didn't know what they were doing, and that's the other thing too. Like just starting with MMOs, I totally have people in the IGN guild who like had to talk me through about what I'm doing, like what I have to do in an MMO, because the game doesn't at all do that for you, right? Like I didn't know the difference between coming in and in my roles either being control or being damage. So I went into this battle and it was 4 of us in damage roles, so nobody was healing and nobody was replenishing superpowers and everybody's getting their ass kicked. But nobody knew what was going on and how to fix that until later when I worked with other people. So there's definitely that super nerd side to it. And another interesting thing too.
Super nerd side?
Because I totally dig that, right? Like it's one of those things where I've always thought I'd enjoy an MMO, but I've never had it set in a world I'd actually care about, right? So obviously, like I've talked about last week, this is my version of heaven. Like having this is what I always wanted to do, was live in the DC universe. So I'm happy as a pig and shit about it. So I mean, like you mix in all that. I think all the promise to it. And like last night, like Steimer hadn't played yet, so I took one of the other characters and started playing with her, and we played like from 7 o'clock till 12:30, just together from the 2 separate rooms, yelling out, going through these quests and stuff, and it was great. Like that was a blast. And working and already meeting the people I've met through the league and working with them and stuff, that's really cool. And so I'm really down with it. I'm hoping at the end there's more alerts. There's hard modes for every one of the alerts too. So like the cool concept of like, if I started to fall out of it, every day you can go in and use your vault ticket to get stuff out of it, which my first time through the vault was just, like all you do is walk in and punch these like Joker boxes he's set up or whatever. And like my first time I just got some money and some gloves and stuff. But then yesterday people started showing up in like DC Universe hoodies, like with the Sinestro symbol on it. Like, how'd you get that? Oh, from the vault. So I went and I got like a Lobo sweatshirt. I'm like, Lobo fucking sucks. I don't want this. So like there's totally an engagement atmosphere there of why I want to go back and keep playing.
What?
You look so bored.
Colin's
I'm
taking
thinking.
You're taking it in?
Yeah, I'm thinking actually. I'm wondering, can you fight other players, or is it?
Yes.
Is that encouraged, or is that?
Well, right now the IGN leagues all exist on P versus E servers, so it's players versus environment. But you can switch your thing over, so you can do some PvP, and then you can also go out on little quests or whatever. Do PvP. And then there's servers that are all PvP, so you can fight the creative heroes, villains.
You can flag yourself for PvP, so that'll mean you're pretty much open target for anybody on the opposite side who wants to attack you. There's also dedicated PvP stuff. There's Legends mode where you embody one of the more recognizable characters, and it's all sort of meant to be very balanced because it's completely separate from the rest of the game. And then there's the just regular PvP. I think it's what was it called? Arena.
Yeah, there's an arena.
Yeah. And that's where you're in your own character and you're doing like capture points and capture the flag and just your sort of standard first-person shooter type maps, but in a big MMO.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I mean the game in a way, like I can understand why you like it. Yeah. You're the MMO guy, so you play MMOs. I'm obviously not interested in them. You're really not interested in them either. You kind of, but you are because of DC.
See, yeah, totally. it's the worlds that turn me off. When City of Heroes first came out, I was like, that sounds awesome. I'd love to play it. I don't have a PC that could run it, and that was just the end of it for me. And then WoW and anything else after the fact, I just don't care about those worlds. I really don't like those kind of worlds. Whereas this one's totally set the way I want it to be set.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Like, I just understand what you're saying because I mean, if there was something compelling for me, like the Fallout MMO that they're working on or whatever, or even if there were like whatever other shit that I might like that isn't an MMO form or whatever, I'd probably maybe get down with it. I understand what you're saying. I'm not knocking MMOs.
I like how you just got like, I'd probably get down with it.
Yeah, I'd get down.
What's up? Fallout MMO.
How you doing?
Yeah.
So I hear you. But so how's the so Scott's been playing at Bromley.
Yeah.
He's been complaining that it sucks and that
of course he has.
But that he was saying that the game's like really unstable, crashes.
A lot of different reports on that. personally, that day I did 14 hours, not one crash. Last night I did, what did I say there? Like
5 hours,
5 hours, something like that. I had one crash where it froze on me and I had to restart. But that's just me. Hillary had a bunch his first night, like maybe 3. I know Bromley came in and said, like 5 or 6 or whatever, and yelled about it. Online, it seems like people report bugs. Like a lot of people are saying bugs. I was playing with some people who were saying, like, I was doing a mission with somebody, right? These 2 brothers. And all of a sudden, one of them disappeared, and we were waiting for him to come back. And he's like, "Oh, this happened." The other one's like, "Oh, this happens all the time. This has been happening all the time today." I'm like, well, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, he's a super speedster, and it looks like he can run so fast that he runs out before the world can load. So then he falls through and disappears."
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Now, to its credit,
Not cool. That's a wrong word.
they patched it today at 4 a.m. and that one of their things they listed on the patch notes was that this was one of the things they're going after. And you correct me if I'm wrong, because you would know way more than me, Nick. From everything I read online, or people who want to defend the game vehemently or even just give it a chance are saying that MMOs usually traditionally have a rough launch.
Oh yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So don't.
Yes.
If they're having stability problems right now, we shouldn't totally flog them.
Yeah,
for it.
I mean, MMOs are like the most complex games there are. There's so many different chunks of game basically being crammed together. And when you are doing a beta, you're only getting a small portion of like of the ultimate player base usually. So it's really impossible to test every possible scenario. When it goes live, there's so many more people attacking everything at the same time, and all these sort of little bugs just become giant gaping holes, and things start to fall apart very quickly.
Themselves.
Interesting. When we went down there, Nick, and we got to go to SOE and talk to them. They are like we talked to a lot of developers in here. They seem, from what I got out of them, was that they're really committed to the product. They know the source material well, and they seem excited about it. Like I would think they're gonna address anything that we pop up, right? I mean,
Yeah.
They don't see this being an APB, or 70 days later, like fuck it. You know what I mean?
We're
Like,
done.
Yeah, like it'll be interesting to see how long it's supported, because I think right now there is a huge like it's very popular. It's really popular on IGN right now. The IGN League has had no problems getting members. I see people on Twitter talking about it all the time, and usually positively. You know what I mean? So
I want it to succeed just because I want our PlayStation brethren to have good games to play. You know, it's just not. People have been asking. Actually, someone tweeted to us today asking why I'm not playing, and it's just like I'm not interested. Plus, there's a lot of other games to just play. This is one of those games where MMOs, seem
suck up a lot of time.
their time sucks. I don't want to spend. I don't mind spending 100 hours with a game like Mass Effect, but I'm not spending 1,000 hours with a game. Like no game am I going to spend that much time with.
But no one's asking you to do that. Like you can. It's like any other game. You only play until you're done having fun.
It's true.
Maybe I'll
But
do it.
Colin's a completionist
Like,
too.
it sounds like, I mean, it sounds like you could probably spend 30 to 35 hours, finish the game, as in reach the level cap, and stop.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, I have a mastered character, I'm good, I'm out,
Yeah.
and be out.
I'd be there to play with you, along with a whole bunch of other Beyond fans.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of. I should have asked you for a PS3 copy, because now when I've been reading about it and seeing Jack make a character, I was like, oh, this kind of looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's one of those rare games you were giving out where I'm like, I don't really even care.
Yeah. Well, no, you did the right thing. You don't want to take a game like that, because you figure it comes with a free month of the game, right? Or a free month of subscription.
Yeah, you got to pay for it too. It's
Well, so play it for a month and be done with it then.
Yeah.
I
that's what I'm most interested about is the
Retention
balance
rate?
between. Yeah, well, I know that with games like Warcraft, that you buy the game and then you pay for it, to play it basically. I just don't know it with a license like that, or not the license, but the game doesn't seem as deep as Warcraft, and it's on a different platform and stuff like that. I wonder if you can have your cake and eat it too. Like, I wonder if they really need to figure out if like the game should be released for free and then you charge people every month, or vice versa.
Yeah, there's items.
But you can't. I don't know, man. Like, and then they have like the lifetime user membership for like $200 or something.
They don't
like
have that for PS3.
Oh, okay.
That's for PC only.
So I don't
We're going to work on something like that.
I'm interested to see how that evolves. If the community is robust going forward.
It's going to be very interesting. We're running low on time already, which is depressing. But we had a question or a kid in here who was pissed off about PlayStation Plus. He only wanted to try for the 3 months. Decided he didn't want it at the end, and then it rolled over and charged him anyway. It automatically renews,
wallet, right?
And he was all pissed off about that when, even though it said very clearly it was going to do that. You're going to run into that with DC Universe Online as well. So Beyond listeners, I'll have an article going up soon about how to unsubscribe from DC Universe Online. But know right now that if you subscribe, you have the free month. It's going to automatically charge you at the end. As soon as your 30 days are up, it's going to renew you for another month and charge you for it.
Yeah, so be careful.
And it's I didn't know how to get out of it. I had to go looking for how to do do it. So I'll have a step-by-step on how to get out of it. Not because I think you want to, just because I know some people do not read the service agreement or the back of the box or the instruction manual that said all of this. It was out there. This isn't them trying to pull it over on you.
If it literally says that all over the place, then it's his own fault.
Yeah, no, yeah, why, yeah.
If that happens to someone.
Before we get off the DC Universe online trading here, real quick, I've been talking about the league we have. If you want to join the IGN Super Pals, that's the name, IGN Super Pals, it's all one word. We are on the Redemption server, which is P versus E. You can look for Taylor Swift or Eve. Those are both my characters right now that are running on there, that are actually active and can invite you to the thing. I'll be holding a membership drive this weekend where you can come and find me for sure. Because the problem is, that isn't a problem, according to Nick. This actually happens all the time in MMOs. We both have to be online for me to add you. You can't be where you send me a PSN message and the next time I'm on, I add you. You have to be in the game with me. You have to look for Taylor Swift. You have to look for Eve.
Yeah.
Find me that way and do it that way. If you want to do villains with IGN, that's the Countdown server. It's also P versus E. Currently, the guild is not set up, because we're all playing as heroes. But one day we will get over there and make the villain league for you.
What's the monthly subscription fee? For
$15.
that game? 15.
Yeah.
It's too much. I'm really that's the thing I'm most interested to see how that pans out, because I think that's going to be an archetype for going forward with MMOs.
Totally, and that's what Nick's saying, right? That like you figure this is uncharted territory. Like you want to see more people do this, because even though some of them fail, some of them don't do well, they start to get their grounding. They know what they're doing.
And it really depends. I mean, Final Fantasy XI has been charging $15 a month for years now. That's been on consoles. It really depends on how much they support the game now that it's out. If they keep adding more content, think about it as like DLC every month. New DLC.
Yeah,
they would release new things every month.
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's what we have to wait and see.
Is that what typically happens on other games?
Typically, other games have regular content updates. Yeah.
They made it sound like when we were there, that's what they wanted to do. It'll be interesting to see if they do that.
Yeah.
I know Jim Lee had an interview with a different website. It was an entertainment website talking about the Green Lantern movie, and he made hints that they'd want to tie the game into that too. And when we were there, he talked about how cool it would have been to tie Blackest Night into the game if it had been up and running. So
I could just say for me personally that like you guys are talking about it, I'm like, oh, maybe this is something I want to try. But then and you get the month for free. But then just knowing that I have to pay for it after that, I'm like, it's a deal breaker, I think, because I want to have the option of like continuing after that month if I want to, but I'm not paying $15 to play that game again after you theoretically have the normal person pays $60 for it. I don't know if I can support that. I can get down with the $15 a month free game download, $15 a month right away. Don't even get the free month. Yeah. That's a nice trade-off.
I think it all depends on the content. Like I'm definitely not saying I've signed on forever. You know what I mean? Like I'm on right now, and I doubt I'm going to be done with the Platinum Trophy at the end of this month. So I'll renew or whatever. But it all depends on how much I'm into it. I would definitely wouldn't be surprised to see me do lapses. Where I'm done, I've done everything, I'm done, and so I stop, and then 3 months later there's a Doomsday expansion. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, and I re-up my subscription and go through and play that.
Yeah, you piqued my interest.
Okay,
for sure.
Well,
Mine too.
All right, well, I'll see what I can do.
So if you run into a game,
I'll do my best for you boys.
nom 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 nom.
He's gonna eat it.
Still running out of time, but we actually have something pretty gosh darn cool here. And it stems from a reader question from Quincy. He says, "What's cracking, Beyond Crew? I'm in the market for some new gaming headphones and wanted your opinions on which ones to get. IGN's gear page kind of sucks for breaking this stuff down. IGN's gear page is awesome. Scott Lowe does awesome reviews of headphones all the time. He says, please list them for old time's sake. I don't even know what that means. Like
for old time's sake?
Yeah, what does that mean? We've never.
Because back in the 19th century, they used to, on websites they used to list the headphone reviews.
I mean, he does reviews. You can search reviews. You could put headphones reviews, and I will speak from experience, and I use Astro, as do a lot of people. A lot of people use Astro Gaming headsets. We have the mix amps at our desk. When I started reviewing Dead Space 2, I took home a mix amp, fell in love with it, and actually ended up getting the wireless one. I have Astro A30s, which are these really nice headphones that plug into it, so I have some surround sound through my headphones, which also has a nice microphone coming out of it for doing stuff. So with DC Universe Online, I've been doing this as well. Now I chat through that, listen to the game through it, have a great time. They're awesome headphones. They simulate surround sound. I'm a huge fan. Does anybody else use them here?
No.
I have the mix amp, but not the headphones.
You like the mix amp, right?
Yeah, the mix amp's great.
Mix amp, of course, simulates surround sound through whatever headphones you have it plugged in. You get through Astro as well.
I have that. If you're not worried about noise pollution, if you're not sitting next to someone you need to be quiet, I have a pair of Grado S60s or something like that, I think. And they're like the quality of the sound. That's where you're really getting your money worth is. I mean, it's incredible bass, and just an amazing set of headphones. But the sound bleeds out like completely. So, it'll be people like often complain around me that like we can hear your music. I'm like,
yeah, it was when you were playing what you're playing.
Yeah. You were having some fits,
yeah.
some panics.
Yeah, some panic attacks.
Yeah.
Cool.
Can't talk about that, sorry.
It's okay. I have the Astro 30s. I don't have bleed out problems, and I also have the custom tags. I made custom Beyond tags over the break. I took photos of them. What I'm driving at here though is that Astro Gaming, our friends at Astro Gaming, are going to set one reader up with an awesome setup. The first off, limited edition Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker Astro 30s that I have comes with the thing, customized tags for Metal Gear, the mix amp, and the chat cable that'll then let you chat through your PS3. It's USB.
Whoa.
Something like a crazy amount of value for it. You can obviously go to Astro Gaming yourself and buy it. But if you want to enter this contest, you need to email beyond@ign.com and tell me what numbered episode was Colin Moriarty's first appearance on Podcast Beyond.
I know the answer to that.
So send them on in. It's going to be another one of those where,
There might be two.
What do you mean there might be two? There's one episode that you first showed up on.
Give me the marker. I'm going to write it down while you talk.
We can talk about it afterwards, but sure.
Okay. Keep going.
Anyways, send it in to beyond@ign.com. We will randomly pick one probably, for next week's show, I'll randomly pick a subscription. So this is a long one. This is the one where you're free to submit for a while. Don't multiple submit. I'll catch you, and I'll kick you out. Oh, yeah. All
That's,
right.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Anyway, so yeah, what number was Colin's first thing? You'll get all this cool Astro stuff. If you don't win, go to astrogaming.com, I believe, and buy it there. It's Astro Gaming on Twitter, and you can find them there. And just search Astro Gaming, you'll find all the cool headphones. Make your own Beyond tags like we did. Speaking of customized Beyond stuff, we have another Beyond shirt photo to add to the wall. Remember, if you buy the Beyond t-shirt, which occasionally goes up on Cafe Press sometimes, and will one day probably be somewhere else that'll be easy to buy, hint, which I've been doing for about a month and a half now. Anyways, take a photo of yourself in the Podcast Beyond shirt, send it to us, we put it up on the wall. You could join the likes of Ed Ondrick?
Ed Ondrick, I think
Ed
it is.
Ondrick, yeah. He sent it in, and it was an email to beyond@ign.com, and all it said was, Podcast Beyond Gynecology. And then there was no text in the email. And I was like, oh, God. And I previewed the image, and it's him in the Beyond shirt. He looks drunk. And he's got one of those, the old school medical helmet.
Like the Dr. Light mirror thing?
But it's not, the mirror,
mirror.
that's what it is. And then he has two of those things people use to open vaginas as a gynecologist.
Forceps?
Yes.
Why does he even have that?
Is that a forceps? Forceps are what you use to grab stuff. Like,
Okay.
they're like tongs.
It's like the reverse forcep.
I would love it if that was their official
Against Sep?
It's
It's a little too vivid, though.
Oh, man.
Throw up.
I'm sorry. We had a great show. We had
That
a
was
lot
a
of
good
good
show.
conversation here, but we're running low. Let's get some good questions that we can get to pretty quickly. All right, Colin.
Yeah.
You have a question here from Tony. It's
Okay.
not really for you. It's for everybody.
Okay,
So
yeah.
listen up. Get wise. We need to help him spend his money wisely. Tony says, my problem is, should I buy Little Big Planet 2 Collector's Edition or Killzone 3 Hellgas Edition? If you need a reminder, here's what comes in each. Little Big Planet 2 is the game, obviously. A collectible Sackboy plushie like the ones we have. Bookends, which actually look pretty cool. These cool Little Big Planet 2 things. 11 DLC Sackboy costumes. 2 Sackboy costumes exclusive to Little Big Planet 2, Jak and Daxter. 5 exclusive Sackboy themed PSN avatars. Killzone, on the other hand, comes with an art book, the game, a super voucher that contains the Killzone 3 soundtrack, dynamic theme, retro map pack, double XP and full access to all the weapons and abilities for the first 24 hours of multiplayer gaming. It also has a cloaking Hellgast marksman action figure.
Do you know the cost of those, by chance?
I assume they're just about the same price.
I just wonder because I'm not a huge fan of collector's editions, and if they're really kind of exorbitant, he could just buy both games, and probably for the same amount for one of the collector editions, or maybe a little bit more.
I think he has to ask himself, are his books falling over?
That's not a bad point. Because you put games there, too.
Well, I mean, if they are, then go with Little Big Planet.
Likewise, you
If
can
they're
ask,
not, you need more books. Go with the one that has the book in it.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
For
The Hellgas figure is cool. I think we have pictures of that one.
Yeah.
I was about to start a sentence, and then I realized that it would be funny if I just was like, for.
And then you golfed.
If I had to choose a game, I would choose like Little Big Planet over Killzone, if
Understood.
only because I feel like it would last me longer. But I think the Killzone sounds like it has more interesting things included in its collectible.
Early on, I
assortment.
think I when I heard this thing, I said Little Big Planet 2. I liked the DLC costumes and I liked the bookends. But then rereading the Killzone stuff, I enjoy that you get the map pack and the double XP. The double XP that's gonna be a crazy 24 hours when everybody has that and starts using that. And plus, you
The
want
figure, man, the action figure. Hellgas are awesome.
Someone wrote into Podcast Beyond a few episodes ago, and it didn't make the cut for the actual show. It got on the paper, but they didn't get read on the show, asking if we got those, if we'd be willing to join him and a whole bunch of other kids in actually playing for 24 hours straight to get all the double XP out of it. I'll tell you right now,
It depends on when it comes
if
out.
I end up getting it, I would do it. I would do 24
Yeah,
hours
I mean,
straight.
I can play an exorbitant amount of time, but I'm not playing for 24 hours.
But
I don't love Killzone that
then
much.
you lose the double XP. You love trophies, so trust me. There's gonna
No,
be
I do enjoy trophies, but also when I get Killzone 3, I'm gonna play through the campaign first. So I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not
do
gonna.
that
That's
too.
like the first thing I'm
Well,
gonna
you
do.
don't have to redeem that code right away.
Oh, so the second you redeem it, it
Correct. That's
starts.
what it is.
I
When
thought
you
it was
put
like
the
from the
code in.
first 24 hours that the servers were online.
No, I don't believe that's the case.
Oh, okay. Well, I misunderstood.
All right.
Yeah, maybe.
Sam writes in, not laughing Sam Bishop, who was here last week. This is a different Sam. He says he loves the show. What is your most anticipated game of 2011? If it's Mass Effect 3, then give your second choice. Nick Kolan, you start.
Portal 2.
Portal 2, yes. A PS3 game.
Uh,
Another one you'll bitch about the
okay.
controls.
Yeah, sure. PS3.
Yeah. Colin, what do you got for me?
Resistance 3.
Oh, did you see that Insomniac tweeted at IGN today,
Yep.
thanking them for thanking IGN, which is us for this one, for the putting it Resistance 3 number 4 on our most anticipated games of
Yeah.
2011.
And Infamous 2 close second, of course.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
I don't like that answer.
There's so many games.
Oh, well, obviously, Dissidia, Duodecum. I was thinking PS3. but I'm
Dukakam,
gonna-
isn't that what you used to
Yeah,
say?
it's
Dukakam.
that's the real pronunciation.
Right.
I'm
Dukakam.
sorry. That's how it goes. For me, it's Uncharted.
Yeah.
I want Uncharted.
There's
quite
so
a bit.
many. Every time you think it's like, oh, it could be Last Guardian. Oh, it could be Team Eco Collection. Oh, it could be Infamous 2. It could be
PS3 's
Resistance 3.
rocking it.
Could be Killzone. Could be Homefront.
Nobody's doing
No,
it.
okay.
Nobody's doing it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to play Homefront. I'm excited to see how that
I am
comes out.
too.
But I know you're crazy over it. James writes in and says, my question is this. Do you know if IGN plans on having a mobile-friendly of the website in the future? You're living in the future, James. m.ign.com has been up and running for months now. I don't know why your mobile device is not redirecting you, but m.ign.com. I get yelled at sometimes because I post those links on the Twitter because I'm on my phone posting,
Yeah.
and people get all pissy.
Oh, they're upset.
Brendan writes in, says, I'm a few podcasts late, but I think it would be cool if Colin did a top 3 list of the guides he most enjoyed working on during his time on the guides.
Most enjoyed or yeah.
Most enjoyed, he says.
I liked writing the Grand Theft Auto 4 guide. That was fun. Mass Effect 2 was a lot of fun.
My cousin.
Nico!
That game was so good. And I guess you can round it out with Fallout 3.
The original one,
Yeah,
not for New Vegas.
New Vegas was-
Because you were about to kill yourself for
Dude, New Vegas was so complicated. That was the most complicated guide I'd ever written.
All right, I got to help your Zephyr down off the ledge here. He writes
Okay.
in and says, this holiday season I received a PS3 and a few games, Uncharted 1 and 2, Bioshock 1 and 2, and Dead Space. Dead Space 2, Uncharted 3, Portal 2, and Mass Effect 2 are all games I'm planning picking up. Am I a bad gamer? I consistently hear how you say vote with your dollars and think that's very true. Is my list of games that all have numbers next to them? Am I proof that I'm forcing the industry to regurgitate? No, your Zephyr, you are forcing the industry to make games you enjoy.
Yep.
I'm saying don't buy Uncharted 2 and then bitch that there's an Uncharted 3. Don't buy Call of Duty and bitch that there's a Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's the
3.
big thing.
That's what the problem is.
Don't be surprised if they're gonna make Call of Duty next year because Black Ops sold like 12 million copies. That's really not a surprise.
I buy sequels for games I love, and I don't feel bad about it. And I mean, I don't feel
yeah.
bad about sequels in general. I wish.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
I always say, like, if you enjoy a series, that's great. Buy the sequels. I always say I would eat up NES Mega Man games like a Madden game every year, one a year.
I would
Yeah.
play them instead, but whatever.
No, you want to eat them.
Okay.
No,
That's
I
doing
don't
it
know.
all
That's the
wrong.
first mistake.
All right, that was the final real question.
Okay.
We have our OJ update for the week.
Okay.
This comes from Trent. It would be perfectly safe for Colin to stop drinking orange juice. He's a Goron. Damn it, I fucked it up. He's a Goron. All his essential nutrients come from eating rocks.
That's true. That's a good point. That was
Video
fair. I don't
games,
want to hear any more
apparently.
emails about this. This is
That
settled.
was it. That's the last.
settled.
That's the
settled.
OJ. Okay. Now we have a rundown of nicknames very quickly.
Okay.
We're still trying to pick Colin's
Should we
nicknames.
let's put can we put the poll in this week's one and just get it over with?
No, we'll do it next week.
We need more ideas.
No, we're done with ideas.
Okay.
These are the final submissions.
Okay.
You're gonna approve
Okay.
some of them,
All right,
then
all
we'll
right.
add them next week. You vote.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
The infamous Colin Moriarty.
No.
Okay. The review guru.
No.
Oh, really? I like that one. The feature creature.
the feature creature.
I like that one because you reverse it to creature feature and it's a 311 song.
All right, that's from Addison. The platinum pundit.
Yeah. Okay. We'll
Okay.
keep that.
the PlayStation sensation.
Yeah, we'll keep that.
Yeah, I like that one quite a bit. All right. Oh, sorry. Tyler did Platinum Pundit. Luca Fury did PlayStation sensation.
I still am going to. He only does everything, Colin Moriarty.
That's what you want?
I kind of like that.
I
one.
really like that one too.
You don't
All
like that one?
It's decided.
No. I'm not.
No.
I don't want
Jurious.
This totalitarian regime, and no, I think we should let the. I think we should.
All right, readers.
let
You
the
now
readers-
know what Colin wants, and what Clements wants. So if you vote against that, you're a jerk.
I just think it's funny. I don't actually do everything. I'm pretty close though.
Okay. Ryan, take me home.
Okay. All right, so today, as usual, we are ending the show with a song. If you would like to submit a song of your band or of a friend's band or of some sort of band or singing or something,
Rubber band.
anything musical, you can submit it to this email address that Greg continuously says, beyond@ign.com.
What if they want to just fart into a microphone? And send it?
Oh, don't do that. Jesus.
I wouldn't smell it, so that'd be fine. I mean,
Gross.
whatever works.
It's just our demo tape.
Remember when I rubbed the phone on your shoe?
Yeah. Nick hasn't been down here in quite a while.
Oh, anyway.
Remember, follow IGN on Twitter at IGN. Follow Ryan on Twitter at Puamcider. Follow Colin on Twitter at No Taxation. Follow Nick.
Nah, don't follow me.
Don't follow Nick. Do you have a Twitter?
I've never tweeted, but I do have a Twitter.
Do you want to give it out so people can start
Not-
watching?
not
I didn't tweet
yet.
until I had 700 followers. So why don't we set a goal for you, and then you can start tweeting.
It's no.
Okay.
All right.
Follow me at Game Over Greggy. We're all on
And
Facebook.
I'm Plum Cider. I just want to say it again because I am adamant about getting up to 4,000 followers. Where I've been stuck at about 3,800 for a while.
I keep following and unfollowing you. That's the problem.
I just got above 3,000. I want to thank everyone for following me. I can't even believe you want to hear the shit that comes out of my mouth.
Oh,
every
your
day.
tweets are great. I'm the one that struggles to come up with interesting stuff.
Your
on
tweets are
occasion.
mysterious, where you're like, you
I
seem
do
like
some
you might be in
mysterious tweets
pain
sometimes.
or you're upset.
they are mysterious. He's
Yeah,
right.
right. They're like, and I'm like,
So,
I wonder,
well,
should I contact him?
One of them was very upset. Well, when I was very upset, but that's fine.
Are you okay now?
Most of my tweets are very are supposed to be taken as fun, or thoughtful, or just something to read, something for shits.
All right.
Read it for 3
Oh,
seconds.
let me. Oh, real quick. Also, I want to wish the Bears well this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
All the pressure's on them, obviously, and
The Seahawks.
Yeah, and the Jets are going to win this weekend. That's it.
Okay, interesting. We'll see how that one
They
pans
should
out.
make a group of athletes called the Laserhawks.
They should. That'd be a great thing.
What sport would it be?
Laser ball.
Bradson's going to score a
It's
touchdown.
gonna be a while.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Remember, look for Taylor Swift and Eve on the Redemption server. IGN Super Pals is always recruiting.
Okay, to the song. I received this letter. What's up, Beyond Crew? Long-time listener, not a first-time writer, but hopefully the first time I email will make it on the show. I have a song submission for the podcast. It's called Bag Full of Swag. Now, I would like to take a quick note. Colin does not like the fact that the term swag is often called schwag, which is apparently incorrect.
Yeah,
it
and
is
like I
a
said,
bastardization.
And like I said, it's like when people say
We're talking about stuff getting giveaways.
Yes,
like
giveaways.
Yeah,
At
stuff we
E3.
all get. It's
Yeah.
it's an acronym. Now it's like my example was like it's Smirnoff. People say it's Smirnoff. It's Smirnoff. It's not Smirnoff. So I think that people do the same thing. It's they're like.
But can't swag also be like marijuana reference?
Yes.
Well, that's what Altano is.
Schwag is also, according to Wikipedia, a very trustworthy source. It could also refer to marijuana, but this listener is talking about swag. But he says swag. Let's just let him have it because the song is very entertaining.
All right.
Anyway, Bag Full of Swag. It's inspired by you. He got the idea from when you guys always talking about giving away free swag and decided to create the song the night of the IGN party in New York after coming from New York Comic Con.
Nice.
So this is, hold on, let me make sure I get it right. The artist's name is Access Immortal, which I thought was pretty cool. Album is called Last Summer in Brooklyn, #2, and it features Verse Essential. A lot of information there to digest. This is a song that I really liked listening to.
All right.
We rarely feature hip-hop songs on the show, and we're going to do that right now. So enjoy. And that's all. That's it. Beyond. Pretty much all I had to say.
Beyond?
Bag full of swag, bag full of swag. They hating on me cause I got a bag full of swag. Bag full of swag, bag full of swag. They hating on me cause I got a bag full of swag. What's swag? A bag full of free shit. What's swag? A bag full of free shit. What's swag? A bag full of free shit. What's swag? A bag full of free shit.
Bag full of swag, bag full of free shit. Free 99, what could be better than this? Hit the club before 12, no cover charge. Party hard for free, I live by those odds. Open bar, get drunk off the draft. Pocket full of dough, I got it like that. Look for the discounts, shop on the sale rack. Never paying full price without a doubt. Love free shit. Happy hour at restaurants, no shame in my game. Get the discounts at the bar. Thinking full range, dollars and cents. Picking up the pennies, stacking up my ends. Stay fresh on the budget, no shame in hustling. Save a little dough, it's all the same. Pocket full of cash, but still hop the train. A bag full of swag, sip the cranberry, some rock. Bag full of swag, bag full of swag. They hating on me cause I got a bag full of swag. Bag full of swag, bag full of swag. They hating on me cause I got a bag full of swag. What swag? A bag full of free shit. What swag? A bag full of free shit. What swag? A bag full of free shit. What swag? A bag full of free shit.
Cheapskate, nah, pay for you never. Girl, we just friends, you acting like we together. For that open bar, I'll brave that cold weather. I'm a hustler, fan, so my treasure's my treasure. I don't spend tips unless you a bad chick. I'm in discount mode, dude is a savage. Understand how I roll, read the caption. I don't pay for much, get it free, thanks for asking. Not the flashy type, I'd rather stack funds for that dream life. I survive off eating crumbs, pockets might have a death grip, but I ain't a bum. I don't hear you asking for $1, ears went numb. Have much fun, wake up and I ain't in debt. Why put a quarter in that phone, I could die collect. I ain't tricking on you, girl, no disrespect. You stressed now, we'll go and get you a cigarette. Bag full of swag, bag full of swag. They hating on me cause I got a bag full of swag. Bag full of swag, bag full of swag. They hating on me cause I got a bag full of swag.
What swag?
A bag full of free shit.
What swag?
A bag full of free shit.
What swag?
A bag full of free shit.
What swag?
A bag full of free shit.